Welcome, everyone. So, I'm covering the games from Sunday, and this one was a good one. We had the Minnesota Lynx at home taking on the Atlanta Dream, and Atlanta, boy oh boy, they took it to them. Minnesota hadn't lost all year at home, and usually a pretty good bet that they're going to win, but Atlanta, when it came out strong, and they just held their own, and despite efforts from Fee, she basically put Minnesota on her back, and she didn't get as much help as she usually gets from her teammates. They might have been able to pull out a win, but I mean, it was really close. But they were behind the whole game, just about the whole game. They might have led a little in early, but I don't think so. They were, pulling a comeback the whole game after the first quarter. So, congratulations to Atlanta. Brittney Griner was really big in this game. She had 22 points. She played almost 30 minutes, which up until this point, that hasn't been the case with her. I don't know if she's having problems with her legs and they've been having her on minutes restrictions or something. But, they played her in this one, and she went 8 for 13, 61%, and she even hit a three. She was also 5 for 6 from the line, gave her 22 points. Other scorers for Atlanta, Maya Caldwell, she ended up starting because Ryan Howard's been out. She had 9 points, three assists, 2 rebounds, and a steal. Brianna Jones had 7 points. She was 3 for 6. She didn't shoot that much, but she hit a three too. So the big girls for Atlanta were hitting threes. Alicia Gray was a little. She didn't shoot as well, but as it turns out, they didn't need it. She had 12 points, 4 steals, 2 assists, 1 rebound. She was 6 for 17, 35%. But she was 0 for 4 in her three-point shooting, which is usually her forte. Jordan Canada, big game from Jordan Canada. She's been playing really well for them. She is the epitome of a point guard. She's just speedy, dishing to everybody, and very nice game for her. 18 points. She was 5 for 10. And she got to the foul line 9 times, made 8 of them. She had 2 steals, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. She also had 4 turnovers. But that's going to happen with speedy point guards. It just is. They take chances. And hopefully more than not, they don't have the turnovers. But it happens. Naz Hillman had 7 points. She was 3 for 7 from the floor, 1 for 3 from 3. She had 9 rebounds, big on the boards for Naz Hillman. 2 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. Pow Pow hit a 3. And then Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, this was a big game for her. She played really well in this game. 22 minutes, she was 5 for 5. She was 100% from the floor. 2 of those were three-point shots. So good game for her. Coffee played, she ended up not scoring. She played 6 minutes. So good game for Atlanta. Let me look at so the scoring went down. Atlanta at the end of the first was up 22-10, and then Minnesota had a bad second quarter. They only scored 13 points. You hardly ever see that from them. So they were up. Atlanta scored 24, so it was 24-13 by the end of the second. And then the third quarter was better for Minnesota. They came back and outscored them 22-14. So Atlanta didn't have a great third quarter. And then they were pretty much even in the fourth. Minnesota outscored them 32-30. So they were working their way back from that. The first quarter was okay, but the second quarter they dug themselves a hole that they didn't get out of. And usually they do. So the Dream get the win 90-86 over the Lynx. Atlanta is now 15-10, and Minnesota is 22-5. Points in the paint were close. Minnesota actually had more, 48-40. A lot of that was Fee. I'll get to her scoring. Turnovers were high for both teams, 16 for Minnesota and 18 for Atlanta. Minnesota got 19 points off those 18 turnovers, and Atlanta got 15 from the 16 that Minnesota committed. So Fee, she was doing her thing, just not enough. 32 points. She was 14 for 18 from the floor. 2 for 3 from 3 and 2 for 3 at the line. She shot 77%. Can't do much better than that. Alana Smith had 12 points. Bridget Carlton didn't score. See, that's where, usually this is where she gets the help and why Minnesota is so good. And she didn't get it this, I mean, she got a little bit of it, but not, yeah, McBride only scored 4 points and Carlton only didn't score at all. So those two, they were needed and they didn't shoot well. Carlton only took 3 shots and she was 0 for. Atlanta Smith was 5 for 10. She did well. Caitlin McBride was 2 for 9. She was 0 for 3 from 3. That's unusual for her, but you know, she's been coming back this season and she's been kind of up and down a little bit. But you know, she started to get rolling, but this game was a setback for her. Courtney Williams, she did okay. She's been playing really great lately, and this was not one of her great games. She had 11 points. She was 5 for 12 from the floor, which is 41%. That's respectable. She was 1 for 4 from 3. She's not normal. I mean, her bag, if you will, is not really three-point shooting, although she's been hitting them lately. She didn't in this game. Heidemann came in. Usually they're like a 1-2 punch. Like they'll sub in and out for each other. And Heidemann will usually pick up the slack. She had 10 points. She was 4 for 6 from the floor, 2 for 3 from 3. So a good game for Heidemann. She had 3 assists. Courtney Williams also had 9 assists. So very nice. Collier had 7 assists and 8 rebounds. This was a fantastic game for Collier. Just unfortunately for Minnesota, it wasn't enough. Jessica Shepard, she played 13 minutes. She had 4 points. She had 3 assists and 3 rebounds. Kundlikova, she hit 2 shots and a foul shot, so she had 5 points, but she was only in there for 5 minutes. And then Diamond Miller was in there. She had some nice bursts. She hit every shot she put up, except for a foul shot. She had 8 points. So let's see. Both teams, this was a well-played game. I mean, there was turnovers, but shooting-wise, this was a well-played game for both teams. 52% from Atlanta and 56% from Minnesota. But they shot 38% from 3, and Atlanta shot 44%. So foul shots, though, Atlanta went to the foul line a lot more than Minnesota did. 17 times for Atlanta and only 8 for Minnesota. So, I mean, Minnesota lost, but they're still in front. I mean, they have 5 losses. New York is the closest one to them. And they're going to be playing each other a couple times coming up. So that's going to be must-see TV. So we'll see what happens there. But they still have a 2-game lead on New York, and we'll see what happens with Breanna Stewart. They did an MRI, and they said that there's no injury that they could see on an MRI. So maybe she just needs a little time off. So we'll see about that one. Okay, everyone. We'll see you next time.